I'm a 31-year-old guy with an identical twin brother, and I think I might have taken things too far with a Christmas prank that was supposed to prove a point. For years now, I've been telling my wife that her family doesn't really notice me or care about anything I do at their annual Christmas Eve party. Don't get me wrong, they insist I attend every year, but I always feel like an outsider. The only times I'm ever included in conversations is when I basically force myself into them, and it always feels awkward and unnatural. I end up standing around feeling invisible while everyone else chats and laughs together. My wife has always disagreed with me about this. She insists that's not true at all, that her family genuinely likes me and enjoys talking to me. She thinks I'm being too sensitive or maybe not putting myself out there enough. We've had this argument multiple times, and she just couldn't see my perspective. So this year, I came up with what I thought was a brilliant way to settle this once and for all. I proposed a wager to my wife. Instead of me attending the Christmas Eve party, I would send my identical twin brother Stefan in my place, and we'd see if anyone in her family even noticed the difference. My wife was skeptical, but agreed to go along with it, probably thinking it would backfire on me and prove her point. I called up Stefan and explained the situation. He thought it was hilarious and was totally game to help out. I even gave him $20 for his trouble. Here's the key part, though. I purposefully didn't prep Stefan on anything about my wife's family. No background information, no details about previous conversations, no coaching on inside jokes or family dynamics. He went in completely clueless, knowing only that we were testing whether anyone would notice he wasn't me. The Christmas Eve party went exactly as I predicted. Stefan later confirmed that not a single person approached him all night to start a conversation. Nobody could tell he wasn't me, even though he had zero knowledge of family history or shared experiences. He spent most of the evening standing around by himself, just like I always do. What really validated my feelings was when Stefan admitted afterward that he genuinely felt excluded and uncomfortable. He said he could only imagine how awful it must feel for me to experience that every single year. Finally, someone else understood what I'd been trying to explain to my wife. So this morning on Christmas Day, I decided it was time for the big reveal. I invited Stefan to join us for Christmas morning, which was unusual since he normally spends every holiday with our parents. He's not married and doesn't have a relationship, so it's always just been him with our folks. My wife's family knows about Stefan, obviously, but they had no idea about our little switcheroo the night before. That's when I dropped the bombshell. I announced that the person they thought was me at last night's party was actually Stefan, and I expressed my disappointment that absolutely nobody noticed the difference. I explained that this was exactly why I've stopped trying to connect with them over the years. Nobody really talks to me or pays attention to me, so what's the point in making an effort? The whole experiment proved that I'm basically invisible to them. This is where my wife drew the line. She was hoping we would keep this whole thing between the two of us as just a funny prank to settle our disagreement. She's furious that I exposed her family like this and embarrassed them on Christmas morning. But here's my thinking. How can I expect her family to recognize what jerks they've been if I don't actually expose the problem? They needed to see the truth about how they treat me. For what it's worth, Stefan was completely fine with me revealing everything and supported my decision. Now there's this huge awkward tension, and my wife thinks I went too far. So I have to ask, am I the asshole for replacing myself with my twin brother at my in-laws' Christmas Eve party to see if anyone noticed?